So today we're going to learn about the different data types in Python. So there are 7 main data types in Python. There are integers, strings, booleans, lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. We're only going to talk about the first 4 because they're the simplest. So an int, or an integer, is just how it sounds. It's a number. It's an integer. A string is a little bit different. It's surrounded by quotes. They can be double quotes like in this scenario, or they can even be single quotes like this. Although I would not recommend that in this case because Python would get confused. And they can have anything inside them. They can have letters, numbers, whatever. It can even have it can just be full of exclamation marks or absolutely nothing, and it'll still be a string. A Boolean only has 2 settings. It can only ever be true, or it can only ever be false. It can never be anything in between. And a list is also as it sounds. It's just a list of stuff. And this right here, you see it's a list of integers, 1, 2, and 3, but it could also just as easily be a list of strings. Oops, I'm gonna do this. It could be a mix of both. So yeah, when we print this, we're gonna find out, 12, right here at the bottom. 12 is of the class int or integer. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, exclamation mark is of class string. True is of class bool. And 1, 2, 3 is of class list. So that's how we want it. Now, we can store these data types inside something called a variable. And a variable is just as it is in math. It's something that can be anything. So right now, I can set x equal to 12. That means whenever I do anything with, that means I can just, if I print x real quick, then we'll see x equals 12. And then, but if I do something to x, if I change it slightly, like if I add 1, that's the syntax for adding 1, and we print x again, we're going to see x was 12 when we printed the first statement, and became 13 when we did the second. So like that, we can change variables that are integers. But what happens if x is a string, and we try and add 1 to it? So let's make this a string ABC, and then we try and add 1 to it. Aha, we get a type error. It says it can only concatenate strings to a string. That means that x is a string, and it's trying to add an integer to it. Now that's not allowed because you can't, Python can't figure out how to add a string, an integer to a string. So you can only add things that are of the same type. Like for example, if I change this 1 to a D, then you'll see it works. So now you're adding a string to a string. And you get ABC, and then after you get ABCD. Now, suppose we want to check whether something is true. Like for example, we can use something called if statements. So we can say if 2 is greater than 3, then we want to print 2 is greater than 3. Otherwise, so we're going to put an else statement here. We want to print 3 is greater than 2. So now, let's walk through how this works. So first, a computer goes through and looks at the if statement. So only if this is true, then will it execute this. Notice that this is indented. Whenever you have an if block or an if or an else statement, you want to indent the stuff that's inside of it. Otherwise, Python doesn't know what you want to do with it. What do you want to do if this is true? So that's why this is indented. So if 2 is greater than 3, that is not true. We know 2 is less than 3. So this is not satisfied. This is equal to false. So if this is false, it won't execute this block. This block will not execute. we go here and there's an else statement. An else statement activates if this is false. And because this is false, this would activate and we would print 3 is greater than 2. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Now, if we flip this though, 3 is greater than 2. If 3 is greater than 2, then we'll print this one. And obviously we had changed that, but let's pretend that says 3 is greater than 2. So that's how that would work. And Booleans, we can also, for example, if we want something to only happen once, we can let's call this Boolean is equal to false. If Boolean, then we want to print Boolean, Boolean is true. Otherwise, else print Boolean is false. So when you print that, you can see Boolean is false, because what happened was in this if statement we checked the same thing as if we were writing if Boolean equals true. That's the same thing as just writing if Boolean in Python. So it checked if this was equal to true, and if it was true, it would have printed Boolean is true. But it was false. Boolean is false. So that means it goes to this else statement, and it prints Boolean is false. So that's a Boolean. You'll see if we change this to true, and we run this again, we see that Boolean is true. So this one did execute if this is equal to true. So now that's a Boolean. We're not going to talk about the tuples, sets, and dictionaries yet because they're a bit more complicated. But now let's look at a simple problem. Suppose we want to create a calculator, for example. We want to take two numbers and we want to add them, and then we want to say this is the output. So first we're going to call a variable. We're going to call it num1 or number 1, and we're going to set that equal to 0, for example. And number 2 we're going to set equal to 0 too. Or no, we're going to set number 1 is equal to 7, number 2 is equal to this huge number, right? Now, obviously, human beings are lazy, so instead of having to do this really annoying addition, if we wanted to add them, we could just have a computer do it for us. So what we need to do is we could call answer as the sum of number 1 and number 2. And now, let's run this. Oh yeah, and then we need to print our answer because Python's calculating all this, but it won't output it unless we ask it to. So let's print answer, and you can see Python does all of the hard work for us. Now suppose we wanted to multiply them. Like, no one wants to multiply this by hand. So let's just have Python do it for us. We just change it to a star because a star is a multiplication operator in Python. And we can get our result right here. Now, let's take some smaller numbers, and suppose we wanted to do something to the power of something else. So let's do 7 to the power of 3. So let's try this. 4. Something seems to be a little bit off. So that's because this caret is not actually the to the power operator. This is called a bitwise XOR, and it basically it converts these two to binary, and then it checks if the digits are different. If they're different, it replaces it, it gets a new number to be 1, and does that for every single set of digits. But that's not what we want. We want it to put it to the power of the other thing. So to do that, we have to use a times operator twice. So these two stars make this go to the power of this. So now if we print that, we get 343, which is in fact 7 cubed. So that's integers. So we can use that to create a calculator. But suppose we wanted to get the user input. We wanted to have the user type in something? Well, we'll cover that next time.